It is one of the hardest things to experience when you genuinely care about someone and they just do not feel the same way. Not halfway, not eventually, not in a maybe later kind of way. They just do not feel it. And that kind of reality can hit you in a way that is hard to explain. Because it is not just rejection, it is confusion, it is disappointment, it is questioning yourself. It is trying to understand how something felt so real to you, but not to them. I want to talk about this in a real way because this is something a lot of people go through but do not always process correctly. And when you do not process it correctly, you carry it in ways that affect you moving forward. For me, I have experienced this more than once, where I felt something real, where I saw potential, where I connected with someone in a way that felt genuine. And in my mind, I thought it was mutual. I thought we were on the same page. I thought we were building towards something. But over time, it became clear. They were not where I was. They were not feeling what I was feeling. And that realization does not hit all at once. It shows up in small ways, less effort, less consistency, less intention. And at first, you try to make sense of it. You tell yourself maybe they are just busy. Maybe they are going through something. Maybe it just needs more time. But deep down, you feel it. You feel the shift. You feel the difference. You feel that it is not the same. And that is the part that hurts the most. Not just that they do not feel the same, but that you felt something real, and now you have to sit with that. And I had to be honest with myself about something. Just because I feel something deeply does not mean it is mutual. And that is a hard truth to accept because you want it to be real on both sides. You want it to mean something. You want it to go somewhere. But feelings are not always aligned, and that does not make your feelings wrong. It just means they are not shared. And I had to stop taking that personally. Because when someone does not feel the same way, it is easy to internalize it, to make it about your worth, to make it about something you lack. But attraction is not something you can force. Connection is not something you can convince someone to feel. And once I understood that, it changed how I processed these situations. But that did not make it easy, because there is still a part of you that wants to hold on. There is still a part of you that thinks maybe if I give it more time, maybe if I show up more, maybe if I just stay a little longer. And that is where you have to be careful, because that is how you start overextending yourself for someone who is not meeting you halfway. And I have done that. I have stayed in situations longer than I should have. I have given energy where it was not being returned. I have tried to maintain connections that were already fading, and all it did was drain me, because you cannot build something real by yourself. And that is the deeper truth. You cannot carry a connection alone, no matter how much you feel, no matter how much you care, no matter how much you see in that person. If it is not mutual, it is not sustainable. And I had to take accountability for how I was showing up in that, because even though they did not feel the same way, I was the one choosing to stay. I was the one choosing to keep investing. I was the one choosing to ignore the signs. And that part matters, because once you recognize your role, you can start moving differently. And what I had to learn is this: rejection is not always about you not being enough. Sometimes it is about not being aligned. Sometimes it is about timing. Sometimes it is about where someone is in their life. Sometimes it is about their capacity to feel and show up. And none of that takes away from who you are, but it will feel like it if you do not separate your worth from their response. And that is something I had to work on. I had to stop measuring myself based on whether someone chose me, because not everyone is meant to choose you. And that is okay. What matters is that you choose yourself, even when it hurts, even when it is hard, even when you still feel something for that person. And that is where the real shift happens, because choosing yourself in those moments is not easy. It means walking away when you would rather stay. It means letting go when you still care. It means accepting something that you did not want to accept. But that is what protects you. That is what keeps you from losing yourself in something that is not mutual. And I had to start doing things differently. I had to stop chasing clarity from people who were not giving it. I had to stop waiting for people to feel something they clearly did not feel. I had to stop holding on to potential. And I had to start accepting reality. Not the version of it I wanted, but the version that was actually showing up. And that changed everything. Because now I was not stuck in confusion. A was grounded in truth. And truth might hurt at first, but it frees you in the long run. Another thing I had to learn is how to sit with the feeling instead of running from it. Because it is easy to distract yourself, to talk to other people, to move on quickly. But if you do not process it, you carry it. So I allowed myself to feel it, the disappointment, the sadness, the frustration, without letting it define me. And that helped me move through it instead of staying stuck in it. The important reality is this: you can feel something real for someone who is not meant for you. And that does not make you wrong. It just means it is not mutual. And mutual is what matters. Because real connection requires both people, not just one. So if you are in that space right now, where you care about someone who does not feel the same way, be honest with yourself. See it for what it is. Do not try to change it. Do not try to force it, because forcing something like that will only hurt you more. And you deserve something that is returned, something that is felt on both sides, something that does not require you to question it. And that starts with how you treat yourself, with how you choose yourself, with how you move forward from situations that are not aligned. Because every time you choose yourself, you move closer to something that actually matches you, that is worth waiting for. That hope in itself is what can propel you forward. You just have to trust that what is for you will be for you and may happen when you least expect it. And that is what really matters. If you have ever felt like this, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your experience too. And if this resonated with you, go ahead and give this video a like. And subscribe to my channel if you want more real conversations like this. Over here, we talk about real things, things people feel but don't always say out loud. This is a space where you don't have to have everything figured out. I'm still learning and I'm still growing and figuring life out just like you. So if you want honest conversations and real perspective, you are welcome here. Until next time, be real with yourself. That's where everything starts. And wherever you are right now, it's okay. Just don't stay there.